Welcome to Procurement Says No, episode 39. And Happy New Year, Eduardo.
And Happy New Year to you. Did you have any New Year's resolutions?
No.
Oh.
Drink more, eat more, and be merry more.
Oh. And then explode.
More merriness is required.
You know what? Santa did deliver the gold bullion.
So you're off to Argentina?
Yeah, all the way to Buenos Aires.
He's lying.
And like you, I made no New Year's resolutions.
Yippee!
Except to eat more cheese.
Oh, yes. Procurement Says No for your procurement and cheese advice.
Roquefort is the future.
It is. We are on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, Spreaker, didn't mention that last time, Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, or the other way around, and of course, the Alchemy Network. And we're on TikTok, which we said we'd never do, and we haven't actually done one of those for a while. I need to do some of those. And you can buy a t-shirt from us on eBay, or get in touch with lovely Ed, and the website, and a blog. Subscribe today, and we are available for £200 an hour plus 50p, giving live advice on the phone or on Teams.
And not on just on procurement, on anything you like.
Cheeses, crackers.
Yeah. Arboreal advice.
Ooh, all of the advice. Jolly good show. We are going today, as it's the new year, it's 2026, can you believe it? We are going to talk about procurement predictions and other predictions, because it turns out, Eduardo, that over the last couple of years, we have been predicting things, and virtually all of them have been brilliantly correct.
Hoorah!
So I have a list here, and we'll go through this of all the predictions that we made over the last 2 years, and we could just have a little chat about them. The first one is, we suggested ESG will take a back seat, particularly in the private sector. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes, it definitely did.
It did.
No one's talking ESG anymore.
I think they're still talking about it in some circles, but obviously it's gone massively backwards in the US.
Yeah.
Lots of change there. Drill, baby, drill, and all that. And then in the UK, even though we have a new socialist government, they seem to have gone backwards on that as well, haven't they? It's all about economic growth and building lots of houses. But the good news, folks, is Mother Nature, referred to as Gaia, just corrects.
Yeah.
Nature just corrects. And it's happened in the past. It'll happen again, in my view. So, we can ignore it at our peril. It's definitely wetter.
And that was a true fact.
And it's less snowy, and glaciers are disappearing, and we're destroying our environment by all sorts of different means.
We are. And the worst thing is, in the name of saving the environment, we're building bloody solar farms everywhere, which can't possibly be good for the environment, can it?
Don't know.
Catch-22.
Certainly doesn't involve trees, does it?
No, they're certainly, because they've all been chopped down to make way for the solar farm.
Yeah.
That'll be the next thing, won't it? We've decided to bulldoze the Amazon rainforest in order to build a giant solar farm over the entire South American peninsula.
Yeah. All of the above. Anyway, I think that governments have just lost interest, and it's not until something profound happens that they might move in a different direction. So something profound needs to happen, but who wants that to happen? That would involve millions of people dying for some nature-related reason.
Yeah, so let's hope that happens soon, so we can all get back on the trail. The second one we talked about was T-shaped procurement people with a deep skill. Have we got any evidence of that? I think that is happening, but I don't think there's a lot of evidence of that. We'll have to get the Cheetah Institute to do an in-depth survey on that one.
I think structurally in procurement, nothing's changing.
Shh. It's all changing all the time.
No, I think in terms of the staff, what they're capable. Lots of chat about AI and analytics, but how many of our listeners have got a sort of AI analytics guru in their department? I can't say I've come across anybody in any business.
The AI department.
Yeah, the AI department. Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Number 3 was, this is brilliant, wasn't it? Because we were agreeing with CAPS and Deloitte, who had their priorities for procurement people were, number 1, achieving cost savings, number 2, reducing the cost of procurement, and number 3, managing risk better. Yep. That's kind of predictable, isn't it? Yep. So we agree with that, and that's going to continue happening. Number 4, we said everybody needs to memorize more acronyms, which I think is absolutely true. Number 5, but for all the wrong reasons, we said you should befriend IT. but we didn't realise at the time it was because of the cyber crisis.
I don't know if they are people's friends, are they, at the top?
Maybe our prediction was befriend IT because IT have got no other friends.
And procurement have no friends.
Friends of the friendless. IT and procurement. You heard it here first. Right. And the next one, and this was pre-Trump being elected, of course, pre-Trump getting back into the White House, we said tariffs would be a big area of focus.
And noise.
I think we were right.
Is it more noise?
It's very noisy here. The noise has gone away a bit, hasn't it? Because there was a lot of noise, wasn't there, in the early part of the year? Noise has gone away a bit.
Yeah, I know that Dr. John Glenn was talking to us last year, wasn't he, about free trade and economic growth and stuff like that. But it did seem there's probably more noise in reality for most of the world than anything else. I know if you're in Vietnam and you're a garment manufacturer, you're pretty much stuffed, weren't you, and Cambodia. But then there was lots of fight backs and therefore reductions in tariffs.
Yeah.
So the Chinese fought back on rare minerals, used that as a leverage point, and then that meant that Mr. Trump had to row back a bit.
He's rowed back. He has. And that's why John said he was called Taco. Taco chicken. Not heard that before, but there you go.
So we're right.
So yeah, we were right about that one.
Yeah.
And the next one, we said there would be possible recession in the West. Not quite recession, but certainly stagnation, hasn't there been in the West?
Most of Europe is flatlining.
We shrank a little bit, didn't we, in the last couple of months in the UK?
It's just flat, isn't it? It's just a statistical anomalies. But most Western nations seem to be not growing, bar the US, I think.
Yep. So that's correct. We were correct there. The next one we said everyone should buy a warehouse so that they can do all their reshoring of goods, which is probably true. I think people are starting to reshore or consider reshoring. It'll take a long time to do. And then this one was good because this was very specific. We said COP30. No one will be talking about it by then, so you might as well not go and just cancel it and save on the CO2 emissions, which is pretty spot on, really, because COP30 was a bit of a washout, wasn't it?
It was in Latin America, wasn't it? It was in Brazil.
It was in. They had to chop down loads of the Amazon to get to the facility, didn't they? It's just brilliant.
But yeah, no, absolutely right. I think COP30, the US didn't attend, did they?
No, they didn't.
Biggest, most powerful nation on earth.
China, India, Russia, and the US didn't attend, which are the 4 biggest emitters of CO2. So that was and it's all become sponsored by the oil companies now, anyways.
Yeah.
And then the next one, we talked about Nostradamus and his predictions from whenever that was, the 15th century or whatever it was, and he was about. And there was a peculiar one that we thought this can't possibly come true, that there would be a mysterious leader would arise from the sea to form an aquatic empire and take on the human race. And it turns out there is now a BBC, in the UK at least, there is a BBC TV show called The War Between the Land and the Sea, which is about just this. So we actually ended up predicting a TV show.
And they stole our idea.
Yeah, we want royalties for that. Although we stole it from Nostradamus, I suppose. Yes, payment in gold bullion.
To add to my existing gold bullion in my attic.
And number 11, we said Amazon will continue to take over the world. I think that is correct. I don't know what their growth has been this year, but it's massive.
Growing. And AWS, their cloud services, are ginormous. Their growth rate is massive. And I was reading about the amount of power some of these.
Oh, yeah. That's the other thing, isn't it? All these data centers, the amount of power that they're using.
Gigawatts.
It's just bonkers, isn't it?
Yeah.
So using AI to predict the future of global warming is not a good idea because it's generating so much heat.
By virtue of the algorithms running in the background in some data center somewhere and turning out we're using lots of power and lots of water.
It's all catch-22 again. Talking of AI, our next one, number 12, was AI will continue to be overhyped. Because last time we did say that some idiot had pointed out some nonsense about 80% of procurement jobs will... Oh, it was your mate, wasn't it, Dan? 80% of procurement jobs will be lost by either 2030 or 2035, of which Ed and Dan got into a bit of a kerfuffle about on LinkedIn.
I was smiling. I loved the kerfuffle. Nothing like a little bit of rebel browsing.
But then we said that ChatGPT would become mainstream, but there wouldn't be a wholesale change of its use in procurement. And that's spot on, isn't it? Because everyone's using ChatGPT now for everything.
Yes.
It's become our little assistant in our pocket.
Yeah.
But not fundamentally. It's not fundamentally changed the nature of procurement systems whatsoever. It's just people using it separately.
So absolutely about ChatGPT and other related AI.
Yes, other AI tools are available.
Yes. And embedded in your technology, whether it's Microsoft or whether it's Google or whatever. But how many articles or reports have you read, Rich, or have I read? And the answer is 0, by the way, about a procurement function implementing AI to the extent that it's completely overhauled its operation and organization.
And fully integrated in its processes and systems. Yeah, right.
Yeah, and it ain't happened. I haven't come across one example, unless they're hiding it away because they're going to get spectacular competitive advantage, and therefore they're keeping it under their proverbial procurement baseball caps. But it ain't happening. And whatever Dan and others say, yes, AI is there. I don't play that down at all, but it's just not happening in procurement, and that will continue.
And their baseball cap, of course, says on it, "Make procurement great again." And at number 13, we should have counted these down, shouldn't we? We're counting them up. At number 13, we have this nonsense that came from Kearney's, which used to be AT Kearney, but it's now just the @ sign Kearney, which of course means AT. Brilliant. Do you think they thought that through? At Kearney.
That cost $500 million from some big marketing agency. Yes, like when we were at Price Waterhouse and it merged with Coopers and Lybrand, and the new name was, wait for it, Price Waterhouse Coopers.
Brilliant. What happened to Lybrand? Where did Lybrand go? It fell off the edge of the paper.
It's gone.
Poor Lybrand. When I was at EY and it merged with Capgemini, brilliantly, we became Capgemini Ernst & Young.
Ugh.
Brilliant.
Marketing folk.
Very clever. They took the letters from Capgemini and the letters from Ernst & Young to create CGEY. Brilliant.
I love the way you spelled that out for us.
So Kearney, or AT Kearney, or at Kearney, said 60% of organisations will be building their own AI. I don't think so. 36% will be working specifically with a tech company to build AI. And only 4% will be using off-the-shelf AI. So I think they've basically got that completely the wrong way around, haven't they? Because basically, 96% of organisations are just using off-the-shelf AI.
It isn't what you say, it's the fact you've said something and got a bit of publicity for a short period of time.
So don't believe anything that AT Kearney said. They probably got AI to write that and it got it wrong.
Dreadful.
Number 14. Now, we're not sure about this one because there were so many procurement startups in 2023, 2024, tech startups. And we said many of them will wither and die. And we said that procurement orchestration, which is the big thing, that was a big term that was started to be used in 24, will not be huge, other than in the minds of the people at Zip.
Yeah.
What do we think about that one? Zip have grown a lot, haven't they? Zip have done very, very well.
Yeah, I was looking at Zip a few days ago and looking at who their customer base are, and they've got some big names on there. So I think when they started, they were picking up quite a lot of small companies you'd never heard of, some crypto trading platform and using them or whatever. And you think lots of startups, lots of private equity backed organizations, perhaps people in the portfolio of the investors in Zip. But they do seem to be picking up some bigger corporates. But the value in procurement comes from the doing of deals and the mitigation of risk in your supply base. You get 90% of your benefit that procurement delivers. If you think 100% is what procurement gives to you, 90% is cost reduction, value creation, and 10% is the cost of transacting.
If that.
Yeah, lots of orchestration vendors, their focus is solely on making it easier to buy stuff. That's not the battleground. The value in procurement comes from getting better deals, improving the commercial terms, lower costs, low prices, better quality product, securing innovation from suppliers, etc. That ain't it.
And if you were listening to our last episode, you'll know that the best thing to do is get your tender out before Christmas. So if you're in the public sector right now and you're doing your tendering planning for 2026, make sure you have all of your tenders to be replied to by the 24th of December, ideally, or the 31st of December, or the 2nd of January 2027. You heard it here first. Do we predict that next year it will be the same and the public sector will continue to do that?
Yes, except in the US. weather a bit fairer.
And our last prediction from last year and the year before was, this is the best one because we've been part of this, haven't we, Eduardo?
Yes.
CIPs, which has been a bit of a backwater over the last few years, so much so that we used to take the mickey out of it a little bit, didn't we?
Yes.
We can't anymore. CIPs, we said, will go through a resurgence, and boom, it bloody well has. With Ben at the helm, CIPs is doing great guns.
So CIPs membership, Ben told us 64,000 globally to 70,000 in 12 months.
Boom.
What a result, 10% growth. That's awesome. I've spoken to one or two people about what's going on at CIPs, just other procurement professionals, and a number of them have said they're rejoining or have rejoined because of the changes. So the message is getting out there. And of course, they invited us, didn't they, to compare their Volunteers Award.
Yes. CIPs is resurging, and I think will continue to resurge, won't they, in 2027, this year?
Yeah.
And Ben will get many, many more air miles. Right, so...
Yeah, so our predictions, I think we have to take a little pat on the back.
I think we do, yeah. So 15 predictions, pretty much all of them have come true, haven't they?
Yeah, the good and the bad.
Bloody geniuses.
Yeah.
So, have we got some new predictions, Eduardo? What are you thinking?
Right, so I've been having a bit of a think.
Oh, always dangerous.
Let's have a bit of a chatette. Number one, increased political interference in Taiwan and elsewhere by certain countries, notably China and maybe Russia.
Oh, possibly.
And why would we mention this in the context of procurement and supply chain? Because I think there's going to be impacts on supply of components, electronic components, stuff like that, and other goods and services.
The great chip debacle of 21-22 is going to happen again, do you think?
I think so. I think there's a lot more antagonism in the world. There's more wars in the world. There's more sort of failure of diplomacy and more belligerent.
Yes. And what do we say about war, Ed?
What is it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Say it again.
War.
So I think there's going to be more disharmony globally. And I think that's going to have an effect on our stretched supply chains. And I think that Dr. John Glenn last year talked about this, didn't he? About the changing face of economic trade. But I think that there's a real risk that China is going to look to impact more politically.
Yeah. So you heard it here first, more political upheaval, but we're not predicting that China will invade Taiwan in 2026. We'll probably leave that until 27 or 28.
I think so. So more wars, more supply chain disruption.
And as you know, we normally talk about 70s and 80s, mainly 70s cultural references, but I'm going to go to a 90s reference. I think this is a 90s reference from Guns N' Roses. We don't need no civil war. So civil war in the US?
Got to be more likely.
Yeah. Especially if the BBC edit a panorama interview with Trump, where he is quite clearly seen to be asking everyone to get involved in a civil war because of bad editing by the naughty BBC.
I think during my lifetime, it's other than the Cold War, there seems to be much more disharmony in country and between countries. There's loads of wars going on.
Yeah, I mean the Cambodia Thailand one is the most bonkers one at the moment.
Yeah. Cambodia's a particularly poor country. I think Thailand's really on the up, but what purpose does that serve?
What are you playing at, guys? Stop.
What's that all about? But just building on the China thing. So I think more political interference all around in all directions. So Russia to the west to Russia. And then the other one is, I think there's a real risk, major raw material supply issues as China and others become more challenging to trade with.
80s reference.
Gone.
China crisis.
Oh, yes, that's for the specialist listener. And China doesn't necessarily have lots more rare earth metals than anywhere else in the world. Yeah. Clearly, rare earth metals are being used as a lever. Get your own way. So, but what they do have is they're not that bothered about the environment, and they have lots of energy, lots of power from coal-fired power stations. They don't really care about the environment because it's about creating economic growth. They have lots of production capacity for rare earth materials, and I think they're going to use that to lever the rest of the world. So if you're difficult with them in the West, whichever country, or in any other part of the world, I think that they will use that as leverage.
And presumably their internal economy will grow so much that they'll become less reliant on exports as well. You know, the growing middle class, and they'll just become self-sufficient as a sort of mega economy.
Yeah. But you can see it in the way that lots of automotive manufacturers have moved production to China. So the electric Mini, is solely made in China, and the view is that they'll bring it back to the UK eventually. Don't hold your breath. So I think that the Chinese will hold countries and business entities sort of to ransom, but in a soft power way.
Yeah. So what else we got? Oh, I've got one. Cyber, 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 cyber.
So cyber becomes a major growth area. So I think organizations are going to spend lots more on cyber. And I think cyber and spend on cyber is going to impact on AI budgets. You'll see a redistribution of internal capital towards cyber defense.
And we talked about this one as a prediction from last time about Amazon's continued growth. What if AWS and Amazon are hit by a massive cyber attack and go down? You know, what if we lost Amazon for six weeks, like we lost Jaguar Land Rover? Can you imagine? Hell, the whole world would stop.
I think the only thing I'd say, but they have lots and lots of data centers all over the place, and I think they protect each other. So you'd have to somehow get in and hit all of their centers because of GDPR regulations and other stuff. If you're a company based in London, your data will be in a London data center belonging to AWS. So maybe they've got obviously eggheads working for them. So whether that can leach across, don't know. But they also have, for example, power generation capability at these sites in case the grid goes down. But there is a risk. I think you're right.
There's a risk. You haven't accounted for the major thing about all of those data centers will be linked through AI gaining a conscience and becoming Skynet. That's going to happen. Do you think that's going to happen in 2026? Was that 2019 that was supposed to happen according to Terminator? Was it 2019 or was that Blade Runner? I can't remember. So Skynet may well go live in 2026. But if it does, there probably won't be any more Procurement Says No.
Well, there will. There'll be an AI version.
Yeah, Ed Bot and Rich Bot.
Yeah, Arnie will be here.
I am the T3000.
Data centers. That's what you want to put your money on. Data centers. You know, private equity have put loads and loads of money into data center development.
All of their gold bullion.
Yeah, and some land for data centers is selling for like 10 million an acre.
What about procurement tech? Any views on procurement tech for 2026?
AI will continue to be overhyped, and in procurement, it will continue to be underdeveloped.
Oh.
That was last year. So massive valuations on organizations, massive hope that AI is the wave to ride. And maybe it will be in pharmaceutical research and, FMCG network optimization, but it won't be in procurement.
Now, why would it suddenly start now?
Poor relation, I think, procurement. So whatever certain gurus online tell you on Linked Up, don't get too excited.
So procurement tech will not become the saviour of all corporations, and there will be a market correction of procurement tech organisations.
Undoubtedly. And then just keeping on the AI cyber theme, I believe there's going to be a shift in IT offshoring due to concerns about cyber breach. Organisations will start to repatriate their offshored activity away from much poorer nations where data security can be broken into, like bribery and paying people money to give them their credentials to sign into a particular system. Quite a number of the data breaches that have occurred in the UK, but I guess elsewhere, the weak point was the third-party offshore tech provider. Now that could be because people might be coerced to give those credentials. Criminal gangs and all the rest of it. You can make a lot of money, and if you paid in crypto, it's untraceable, isn't it? But I think that more organisations will think about whether they repatriate activity back to their home country because cyber's too big an issue. You can take your company out. If you can take your company out for several months, unless you've got deep pockets, you're going to go bankrupt.
Yeah. Anything else? Any last predictions?
Yeah, last couple of things. Capital will continue to move east, not west.
Oh, yes.
It just seems to all be happening in the east. That's where development's happening. And not just China, but across Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand. Obviously, we know about Singapore and Hong Kong itself. It's happening in the Philippines, massive data centers, massive manufacturing activity sites and activity. And there's a level of sophistication coming in manufacturing. The products are better, getting better. Their technology solutions are better. Yeah, I've seen some Chinese phones. They're better than Apple iPhones. We just buy Apple iPhones because we like them and we feel comfortable with them.
Trifold phones, bonkers.
Yeah, but also their capability, their functionality and what they're able to do and that sort of stuff. So I think that capital will continue to move east.
So it's not go west, young man. It's go east, go east.
And then I think what we're seeing is the development, like we had Dubai and it sort of passed us by at the start. And then Dubai is a massive hub now and Saudi's becoming a bigger hub and Oman is becoming a bigger hub. We've got loads of replicas of Dubai happening across the Far East. So I think we're not going to just see the movement of capital. We'll see the movement of intellectual talent and capability. And
everybody's moving east.
Yeah, I think so.
And lastly,
the aquatic war.
The aquatic war will continue. And I think there might be an empire comes from the moon. Perhaps let's go for that one. An empire from the moon will come and take over. Or Mars. Actually, War of the Worlds. It'd be Mars. Martians will land and take over.
Perhaps when the Americans land on the moon, they'll bring something back with them and it will propagate and take over.
That'll be it. They've never landed on the moon before.
Oh, gee. Yes, it's all in the studio. Anyway, when they land on the moon, they'll bring some friends back with them.
Yes. Moon bugs. So there you are. That's our last prediction.
And they will eat all the cheese.
Moon bugs will come and eat the cheese. That's our biggest prediction for 2026. You heard it here first. So don't come crying to us when moon bugs eat your cheese.
Interesting times ahead, Rich.
I think it's all going to happen in 2026. And if you want to hear more of our excitement, then keep on tuning in to Procurement Says No, because we intend to keep on going, provided that the world doesn't end.
Keeps turning.
And that's it for this episode of Procurement Says No. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you've laughed along with our fun predictions. And we'll see you all again next time.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.
The aquatic bug people from the moon will come and they will eat our cheese and our cheese biscuits.
Oh, God, no, not the cheese biscuits too. Jeez Louise.
I saw in the supermarket when I was on before Christmas buying booze, I saw some of is it Hawkstone, the Jeremy Clarkson beer?
Yes. It
was quite nice, but...
It is nice, yes. It's nice beer.
It's very expensive.
Yeah, we did a taste comparison of that versus various other lagers and did think it was one of the best.
It was tangy, wasn't it? It was
tangy, malty, lovely.
Malty, full of malty goodness.
Yes. Try it with Maltesers or Shreddies.
Shreddies.
And you'll get all your malty needs.
Yes.
Would you like to sponsor Procurement Says No for £1 million each?
Per episode.
You're just being greedy now.
Yeah, we're doing one a week.